Hey there YouTube, this is the Marines man. Today what I'm going to be going over, we're just going to kind of go over like a quality airsoft gun. What defines a quality airsoft gun? So what I have in front of you are what I consider a low quality airsoft gun, which would be the M14 right there, and what I consider a higher quality, which would be something more like the Scar L. Right off the bat, well, this is more of an update than anything else, but it's essentially an update on the M14. I reviewed this about, I'm not sure how long ago, probably about 6 months ago, and I don't know, my view has kind of changed since then on it. I feel I should share it with you. Sorry, I forgot the mags. But essentially what's going on is I'm not very happy with the M14 whatsoever. I mean, even at the time of the review, I said it was really a beginner's gun, which it is, but there's a few more things that go into that. And the first thing that kind of strikes me as a beginner's gun, but then it can't be at the same time, is if you're not very serious about airsoft, you just kind of want to mess around and play it a little bit. Alright, fine, I understand that. But the cocking mechanism on this thing it's extremely annoying. It's very heavy. I mean, when you have to do this, trying to get it back all the way is a pain in the neck. And safety, there's nothing, no mags, I'm just gonna fire it. Nothing. The next thing that's bothering me is the FPS. It was advertised as, I believe, 3 something. It was like 300 to 310, something like that on Airsplat. I'm gonna get to them in a second, but I mean, I've seen it in a couple other places, and that's what's advertised for 0.2 gram BBs. On Airsplat, a lot of their stuff that I've seen just from other people that I know and my own experience with this, their quality is not good whatsoever. Just about everything they sell tends to break at some point. I don't know what they do. I mean, I know they're just imported, but they seem to pick the worst quality stuff that I've ever seen. Got a friend, he got a L96, I believe. No, L85. Spring, got it off Airsplat, and the trigger broke both times. Like, cocked it, first pull, snap. So we wound up repairing the second one, but so that's kind of a pain. Another friend who got a AK. No, he didn't get an AK. He got a it's like an XM8, I believe. Used it, worked well for a couple months. Then the the hop-up chamber completely broke. Then a semi-auto broke, so it was only firing. Or sorry, the auto broke, the switch, so it only fired semi-auto. And then after that, the whole gearbox eventually blew out. And this is all within the course of like a few weeks after after the first thing broke, maybe less than that. So I'm not very happy at all with Airsplat. But so I'm gonna get into just the video. I'm gonna choose the camera, or gun camera right here, and then I'm gonna edit in some effects so I can give not effects, but just a overlap of a scope. Then I'm gonna zoom it in so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. And I'm not gonna move the scope around at all. It's going to be totally still with the reticle, or the camera itself. So whatever movement goes from the gun to the camera, that's what it's gonna be. And we're gonna kind of see, or I'm gonna attempt to show you the accuracy of these two and like why I find them quality and low quality. Now, the spring gun costs $50. The Scar L costs $170. Obviously, that's going to be the first the difference between quality. It's just price in itself says a lot. But I mean, still, it's a spring gun. I have no spring guns that it costs like 24 bucks or less that are shotguns that are better than this thing. So I mean, the only thing that you're going to see out of the M14 is pretty much its looks, and that's about it. Other than that, there's really nothing there. So the target, zoom up real quick, hold on. The target is at the same range as it was when I did the review, 50 feet. I'm going to be shooting, I think I'm going to shoot 10 rounds out of each gun. Now what I want you to listen for is the time of the bang or the vibration or whatever it tells you that the gun went off, between the time of that and the time you hear the BB hit the target. Now, in a high quality gun, it should be a very small amount of time, and what this is telling you is the exact FPS on this. Not the exact FPS, but what you can kind of get around from without a chronograph. From what I can guess, the M14 right here is probably shooting around maybe 150, if not like 100 FPS. It's really, really low right now. So, that being said, I'm going to get to it. Alright, so first up is the M14. I'm loading the magazine right now. Look. Alright, so it's loaded, cocked in the first round. 10 shots. Huh, it's not firing anymore. That's all I have right now. I'm not quite sure how many that was. I lost count, so we're gonna do it again. Not do it again. I'll just put in the number in the annotation. So that's essentially what it is right there. As you can see, I didn't move around at all. There's a slight bit of wind, but it really didn't have much of an effect on the BBs. And we're gonna see how that looks on film, or with the reticle added in. Something I thought I should add, this is at 50 feet. Now look at the damage at the BB stun. It looks like it got 4 hits. One there, 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 and there. It looks like it barely, maybe put a hole in it. Looks like it put a hole in it, but just barely. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys this, because here's the thing. If you're shooting at maybe 75, 100 feet away, if you can hit that far, and with this I highly doubt it, here's the problem you're going to run into. Do you think the other guy's going to be able to feel it? Because, I mean, they're going to be running around probably in a combat vest, something like I have. And in all honesty, I was shot with this. I stood still at about 75 feet. I mean, a couple of bare skin, and it felt like a little tiny, like someone just flicking on the, flicking it. It's like a tiny tap. It doesn't, you don't feel it at all. So that's another problem with it. All right, this is with the Scar. Same thing, 10 shots. Let me see how this works. Alright, the scope was a little bit off, so I adjusted aim so it hit about the center of the target. Alright, so here's the same thing. Here's the shots from the M14. Here's the ones from the Scar. Kind of see I got pretty much a group right in here. The M14 was there, that's 4 out of 10. This is essentially 9 out of 10 because I missed one shot that went off to the side. And that was simply because I had to adjust point of aim. They were all kind of hitting over here. I adjusted, and then they all hit just about in the center. So it's a pretty tight group at 50 feet. All right, so that's essentially the grouping I was able to get out of, as you just saw. The next thing you should take note of is just how long it takes to reload the spring. It says probably about 1.5 seconds in between each shot. That's great if you're a sniper and you can actually hit at 150 feet plus. But if you can't make it past 50 and you miss your first shot like that, then you're in some serious trouble. You're probably going to die. So that's pretty much all there is to this that I wanted to show. The Scar is using 0.2. They're both using 0.2 gram BBs. There's no change there. They both have adjustable hop-ups. You've seen the reviews on both of these. I'll put links in here to show that. And once again, this is pretty much the update on the M14 video. I just kind of wanted to show it. So right now, as it is, it's just basically a prop. That's all there is to it. There's not much better than that. Like a prop gun from movies, and that's all you're going to get out of it. So tell me what you think. Please rate, subscribe. That's about it. So this is the Marines Man signing off.